Hello class, I am Ibrahim Olajide. The topic for today's class is drug abuse. What is the meaning of drug? We all use drug, right? I'm having headache, mommy, take 2 dosage of paracetamol, right? After taking that, so you feel good and all of that. But do you know that this same drug that you use, some people abuse them. They use extra dosage, they use them illegally without the prescription from doctor and all of that. So when we are to take drugs at home, we are always advised to take certain dosage so that it will not trouble us based on the prescription from our pharmacist or from the hospital. So people use this so that they can get, they call it I, so that they can be able to behave, in an unusual way, such that it can begin to cause trouble and it can cause damage to their health. So the meaning of drug varies. So like I explained earlier, drug is a substance used as a medication not to cure illness or prevent illness. For example, paracetamol, Panadol, Flagyl, Septrin, and so on. Now, drug is also an illegal substance such as marijuana or cocaine, which some people take in order to feel happy, relaxed, or excited, or so that they can appear more frightening and be able to cause trouble in the society. Now, let's proceed. There are different types of drugs. Drugs that are used illegally. 1. Stimulants. People call this also cocaine, hydrochloride, blow, candy, coke, crack, ganja. What are the health effects? What are the health problems that these things cause? They cause paranoia. You just be angry unnecessarily, irritability, panic. You have unnecessary fear and anxiety, feeling of exhilaration. It reduces your appetite. You have tremor. Then tobacco and nicotine. They are found in cigarette or smokeless tobacco smoked. They increase blood pressure and heart rate. They also cause chronic lung disease or heart disease. See, people that take all of this, when there is a major disease outbreak, they are the first set of people to die. You know why? Because they already have serious underlying health problem because of the things that they are smoking. So it's better to completely stay away from them. Alcohol, they are found in beer, spirit, liquor, or anything that makes you not behave in your usual in the right way. So, what are the health effects of alcohol? Mouth stimulation, loss of focus, impaired memory. That is, they do not make your memory to function well. They kill your memory. Now, let's move forward. What is drug abuse? Drug abuse means using drugs in a wrong way. That is, illegally using drugs. Now, drug abuse is also the use of a drug in amounts or by method which are harmful to the individual or others. Can you see that? Now, for example, when someone consumes more than the normal or prescribed dosage of drugs, it is termed drug abuse. Just as simple as that. Now, causes of drug abuse. The following reasons are some of the causes of drug abuse. 1. Bad company, lack of parental care, poverty, curiosity, easy access to drugs and recreation. Now let me explain. Bad company. When people begin to abuse drug or begin to overuse drug because of the fact that they are moving with the wrong set of people, because they see their friends doing that and they also want to feel among. Lack of parental care. When parents don't have time for their words, when words cannot share their feelings, their emotion, and the way they feel with some parents. So the only thing they can begin to do is to take solace or to begin to take drugs so that they will feel that will help them solve their problem, which does not necessarily happen. Now, poverty is a big problem. When people don't have money, they don't have where to live. When they don't have the right education, don't have the right exposure, the next thing they try to do is to engage in drug abuse or any criminal activity. Now, curiosity, people always wanting to know, or when you are willing to know what's going on or what the implications of using these drugs, or what will even happen to me if I take these drugs. But this person is taking it, he behaves like I want to behave like the person. So this curiosity, these questions that comes from your mind that you are always wanting to answer are some of the things that can push you to take to drugs. But the best thing is for you to control your curiosity and channel your curiosity to something good. Go and learn about the dangers first. If I told you are even considering it, but probably when you now read about the danger, you're likely to stop. So curiosity, wanting to know what will happen if you take these drugs, is also a major reason why people engage in drug abuse. easy access to drugs. Because some people are close, they are moving with bad gangs that always have access to these drugs, can also make them to also take to drug abuse. Recreation, when you go for parties and all of that, when people are parties, when youth are gathered together and they're dancing, they're singing, they're having a party, they tend to take drugs. Please do not take drugs. Now, signs and symptoms of drug abuse. Family signs and symptoms. Disobeying parents, sneaking out of the house to unapproved places like parties, hanging out with bad gangs, exhibiting lackadaisical attitude to laws, isolation from the family members, and hiding in the room. Another one is physical signs and symptoms. You will notice frequent minor illnesses, naps, sluggishness, smell of alcohol, menthol, marijuana, frequent mood swing, and loss of appetite. When you begin to notice all of these symptoms in people, there's tendency that that person has taken to drug abuse. Now, social signs and symptoms. This implies that when you begin to observe symptoms or signs where people are beginning to sound very loud or noisy when they are greeting people, trying to appear popular, trying to appear notorious, and using vulgar words, disobedience to rules and regulation, or being promiscuous, running after girls, running after boys, and all of that. These are some of the social signs when you begin to observe it. Then another one, last one, is school signs and symptoms. Fighting always with teachers and co-students. When somebody begins to bully other students, when he's not coming to class regularly, when he's not doing class work, when it has become a perpetual truant that doesn't come to school at all. Somebody comes to school and begins to sleep in class every time and causing disorderliness. These are some of the signs that you can attach to school, or the signs that you can observe in school, or symptoms that you can observe in school to be able to know whether somebody is into drug abuse or not. Now, prevention of drug abuse. 1. Learn to say no to bad company. Learn about drug abuse and its consequences. Learn to enjoy life outside alcohol and drug abuse. There are better ways to enjoy it, to have fun without taking to drugs or taking alcohol or anything. Now, also keep a well-balanced life. Read when you're supposed to read. Watch movie when you're supposed to watch movie. Go out with your family when you're supposed to go out with your family. Engage in good fun. Public enlightenment by government on the effects of drug. Government has a very important role to play through all its agencies like the NDLEA to be able to educate people on the dangers, in abusing drugs. Schools also should engage in adequate orientation of students on the effects of drug abuse. This is also very important. Mass media. The media should create awareness on the consequences of drug abuse and substance abuse. Now, the media has extended to social media, instant messaging like WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, and the likes. So, the media should use these platforms to be able to engage or educate young people so that they understand the danger associated with using drugs. Now, parents should also have a very good relationship with their wards and ensure that they are supported and advised against bad company to prevent what? To prevent drug abuse. Now, let's do a recap of what we have been talking about. Drug is a substance used as a medication in order to cure illness or to prevent illnesses. But when drugs is taken to be able to behave in an unusual way or cause problem, or to increase your ability to be able to do certain things, it is then called drug abuse. That is when you abuse drugs, when you use drugs in an illegal way to be able to do something or behave in certain ways, that is drug abuse. Now, what are the types of drugs? The type of drugs include stimulants, tobacco, nicotine, and alcohol. Drug abuse means using drugs in the wrong way. I said that earlier. Now, what are the causes of drug abuse? Bad company, lack of parental care, poverty, curiosity, access to drugs, and recreation are some of the causes of what? Of drug abuse. So, just manage this assignment. In your own way, define drug abuse. Explain 3 causes of drug abuse. State 5 symptoms of drug abuse. Then state 5 methods of preventing drug abuse. See you at the next class.